Queen Pick Me found me. Whatever will I do?
Ooh, name calling. I wonder what else they have to say that's worth listening to. Probably not much.
The Queen Condescender. That's what I'm gonna call you, the Queen Condescender.
How very charming. They started out the video with an insult, which as many of us know is an ad hominem logical fallacy. So I'm not going to show you the rest of that video, because honestly it's not worth any additional time of mine. However, if you want to go watch the approximate 3.5 minutes that they go on for in their form of a rebuttal, then by all means do so. But I do have a question for the person that made that video. How exactly am I a pick-me? I do videos on both men as well as women and their poor opinions, shall we say, but also do take into consideration that I could care less about male validation, notwithstanding the fact that I've been single for almost a decade and I have no plans on changing that. So if everything I do is for male validation, do explain that one.
Men, I need you guys to stop dealing with women who do not listen to you. I'm going to say it again. Stop dealing with women who do not listen to you. I do not think men realize how dangerous this actually is for not just yourself, but also the household. If a woman does not listen to you, she's never going to listen to you. She lacks respect for you. And most importantly, she does not value you. Because a woman who really, really respects you and honors you and values you, they're going to listen. They're going to take heed to what you say, and they are going to do whatever you are asking of them, if it makes sense, to better the household. I know that you may love this woman, you may have invested in this woman, you may feel like, look, I've already wasted all this time with this woman, I don't really want to, give her up because I've wasted so many years. Again, you need to walk away. There are men who are in jail right now because, again, they had a woman who did not listen to them, and she went out in these streets and wanted to run her mouth and be loud and say whatever, and then expected her man to protect her, and now he's in jail. So again, if a woman does not listen to you, walk away respectfully.
Ghosting goes beyond rejection. It tells you something very specific about the other person, that no matter how they feel about someone, the moment there's internal friction on their end, they will disappear. Now you may be left wondering, but Matthew, if they could just leave like this without even considering my feelings, did they ever even love me? And here's the truth. They may have loved you, but not in the way that you love. Real love has an outward focus. It includes care, responsibility, humanity, especially in the endings. What they felt was more self-centered. They loved how you made them feel. They loved what they got from the relationship. And when that stopped, so did their decency, so did their attention, so did their effort. That doesn't mean you imagined the relationship. It means you are loving someone who defines love very differently than you do.
I don't know where this came from, but I see it online and I'm like, who told an entire generation of young women that they're all amazing and should never change themselves? All these women are like, I'm great. I'm going to find someone who adapts to me. I'm not going to change for a man. What do you mean? First of all, we should be consciously working on ourselves. Everyone has a lot to work on. We should be working on ourselves 24/7 till the day we. But this whole thing of like telling women they're amazing and fantastic is literally insane. While also look around. Most women are single and not getting married and not finding husbands and not having kids. And it's like, no. When I met my boyfriend, the best thing I ever did was change a lot of things about me. I had a lot I need to work on. And it actually makes you better and makes you a better partner. If I was just like, no, I'm amazing, you're so lucky to be here, we wouldn't be together. I know this is left-wing women pushing this, but it's extremely toxic for young girls.
I am 30 years old, and I am not at all interested in men.
I've done so much on my own that I'm genuinely unimpressed by the population of men that we have to date. I have not met one person that has made my life significantly easier, because I firmly believe that when you get into a partnership with a man, a woman never benefits. I did the move in with a guy thing and I daydreamed about it my entire life, and I didn't. I was like, ew, this is literally free labor and also free work. The thing is, for me, I'm hyper independent. Like, I have literally lived in 5 different cities by the time I was 30, and I moved every single time by myself. I also bought a place when I was 25, a mortgage on my own. I know how to do electrical work. I know how to patch drywall. Like, as long as I have a YouTube video, I'm good. I own my own business. I set up an LLC. I'm literally doing all these things, and when a man is literally trying to pen pal with me just to be casual, like, it gives me the ick because of what the what do you have to offer? Oh, you paid for my dinner? Oh, you paid for my drinks? You paid for my trip? Okay, like, I can do that myself. The appeal is not there. Unless a man is truly making my life significantly easier, I would rather be single than be in bad company.
What does making your life significantly easier look like? You can do everything by just watching a YouTube video. And if a man comes in and try to do it for you, you don't really like that. So isn't that kind of confusing though? Because what do you expect him to do? Go get you the move?
1,000 singles coming to a singles event is crazy. Y'all gotta check this out.
I was just sitting here thinking about how I went to singles night at church and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people, or even thought that it was even, I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes and sizes, literally African-American women, like a room full of singles. And I'm like, this has to be an experiment. Like, this has to be like a simulation, or is that the word I want to use? I think so. Like, I'm confused and I'm like low key, like nervous, like for us. Well, shit for myself, fuck y'all. Because where are the men? Where are the men? Then again, don't know. Never mind. Don't. We know where they at. Bye.
Look here, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you women I told you so, but I will let Craig say it.
Told you. I told you. I told you. You ain't tell me.
Because this is what I keep talking about and other men are talking about. What did you think was supposed to happen? And the path that these women are on, it ain't gonna get any better. It's just not. And the sad part is there's probably some good women up in that room who has no chance of meeting a man because the men don't want to come to those events because of all the bad women. I just did a video talking about how women are out here asking where are the men, but men are not asking where are the women. How come women don't come to these single events? You never see that because it's not an issue for men. That is a woman problem. Now, when the lady said she was worried for us, I'm looking around like, who's us? Because this is not something men are worried about. I know you women don't believe it, but men are just not pressed about this like y'all are. And I know there's a bunch of women out there who could care less about any of this, but there are a bunch of women like those 1,000 women that was in that room. Well, my bad. She said it was 1,000 singles in that room. There was a couple of dudes in there. So let's say out of the 980 women in there, they care about it. And it sucks for them because a lot of those women don't deserve to be in that situation, but this is the situation that they're going to be in. I know a lot of women think I hate women because a lot of stuff I talk about is negative towards women, but I really am trying to help you. When I come on here and show you the negative stuff and then talk about how to make it better, I'm not doing it because I hate you. I'm doing it because I want to see y'all do better. But I'd rather keep listening to those panderers who keep lying to you, and this is exactly why you're going to keep seeing events like that. And just to be clear, this isn't just a black thing. Men are not really attending these single events within any race. Men in general don't really want to be bothered with a lot of the women that are out there. And it's so crazy to me because a woman would come on here and make a video like this and talk about how there were no men. Where are the men? She's getting worried. But then these same women would turn around and say they are the prize. Well, there were a lot of unclaimed prizes in that room. That's all I'm saying. But none of that is going to matter. You still see them walking around saying men should work to get them. Men should fight to get them. If men are not even showing up to see you, what makes you think these men are going to want to go out there and fight for you? Wake up and step into 2026. Things are different. Again, I'm not telling y'all to go chase men, but y'all got to get off this pedestal and realize that y'all got to go out there and work just like the men have to work for us to make this thing happen. And even though you backed off the question at the end, you did ask a question. You said, where are the men? I think my boys from the woods said it best.
Back it. Hey, yeah. Back it. Hey, yeah.
But anyway, leave your thoughts on the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.
You know, Lady J is hitting on something that, you know, most men don't really understand. And it's whatever has to do with a man, pick me behavior. Whatever has to do with a man, misogyny. Whatever has to do with the man, you are contributing and you are a part of the patriarchy, as it were. you are oppressing women. Men don't understand it. But really, a lot of modern women won't just come out and say, I don't like the way you do anything. It could be something that's benefiting me, but because I'm not in the driver's seat, or I don't have the option to be in the driver's seat, then I think you're doing it all wrong. But then when a man says, okay, well, now it's your turn, go ahead and get in the driver's seat. Oh, no, I want you to take the initiative. You're a man. Why are you always trying to get out of responsibility? See, that's the problem with you men. You want equality. And equality means only when it's convenient to you. And equality means me having to put in all the work. I'm not doing the work for you, sir. What kind of Jedi mind trick is this? What are we doing here?
Date the short guy. Let me tell you why. Studies show that the shiny qualities like height, their looks, their profession, none of this actually matters when it comes to fulfillment and happiness in a long-term relationship. So for all those girls out there that have a height requirement of 6 feet, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're clamoring over these tall, good-looking guys who are getting all of the messages and all of the attention, whereas these shorter guys are being overlooked who could be a great life partner. You're overlooking them simply because of the superficial quality that does not matter.
I believe that a man, wherever he is, I believe he should choose up. I don't think he should choose down. And when I say up, I'm not talking about being better than somebody. Right. That ain't what I'm talking about. In my experience, I chose down. Right. And when I chose down, I found out.
Explain what that means. You said, give me an example.
Yeah, I'm doing it from the standpoint of there are 8 areas of life: your personal life, your mental life, your emotional life, your financial life, your social life, your family life, your spiritual life. Yeah. Right. When I say I chose down spiritually. Okay. I chose down personally, meaning this person wasn't committed to growth. I chose down emotionally, meaning they couldn't handle their emotions. I chose down mentally, meaning they wasn't putting nothing new in so something new could come out, right, so they could have a new lifestyle, right? This is what I mean when I say choose down. Watch this. When a man chooses down, the first thing that a man want to do when he chooses down is he want to control. Let me tell you the reason why you ain't here. Let me tell you the reason why you ain't there. See, you need to listen to me. I'm the one. So what the man wants to do is the man wants to control instead of cultivate. Watch this.
That's good.
But when I choose up now I look up and I'm like, man, look at her career. Oh my God. Man, look at her emotions. Oh my God. Man, look at her mind. Oh my God. Here it comes. I can't control here. I can only go inside of myself and cultivate and say, hey, I want to come up. I know I can't give advice here. I know that I got to become who I need to become in order for me to be respected where you are. So the reason why I tell men to choose up is because when they choose up, now they know they got to come up. So they got to put it upon their own responsibility as a man to choose up, because my life is going up, my wife is up, and I got to get ready to come up because in my life is intentional nonstop growth.
Are you an adult?
Yes.
I feel like you just lied to me, but I'll ask you the question anyway. Why do we give women the right to vote?
Why do we give... Okay, well, first off, nobody on this earth would be alive if it weren't for women. So basically nobody would be able to vote.
Well, the same is true for men. The same would be true for men.
No, men wouldn't happen if there was no women.
So if there were no men, how would babies get made? It takes 2 people to make a baby. It takes a man and a woman. So if there weren't men, there wouldn't be people either. But anyway, the question was, why should women be allowed to vote? That was the question.
Because women should be equal to men. They should have the same jobs. They should be treated the same. And just because they look different and act different and have different parts doesn't mean they should be treated different.
Why?
What do you mean why? Because we're all human beings.
Yeah, but so is a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
So a human being isn't enough to be able to vote. It's not a qualifier, right? So like, what are the legitimate qualifiers? Because right now it's be a man or a woman, be a citizen, don't be a felon in some cases, and be 18. That's basically it.
Yeah, so the women do have the right to vote.
I understand that they have. I'm asking, why ought they? Why is it morally good, let's say?
Because we should all have the same rights.
Right, but why?
Because we're all human.
Well, you've said that already, and that's already not an adequate qualifier. Why beyond just being human? Because murderers and rapists and babies are all human, and they can't vote. So
yeah, so That's not, like, if I was president, I would let anybody vote as long as they're over 18.
Okay. But why?
Because I believe that we should treat everybody the same.
Of course you don't believe that.
I believe that.
You think we should treat everybody the same.
Yes, I do.
So you think I should treat a 2-year-old girl the same as a 40-year-old man?
I mean, why not?
Because a 2-year-old can't understand English very well. That's a start.
That's a 2-year-old problem, not my problem.
It's a 2-year-old problem, but it means I shouldn't speak to a 2-year-old or treat them the same way.
Then don't.
Well, I don't.
This is common sense, bro. How do you not know this?
You're telling me it's common sense, but you just said you should treat everyone the same. That's what you said.
Yeah, and if you don't want to treat somebody the same, then don't treat somebody the same.
This is actually the worst one all night, and I've been threatened by physical. This is really bad. This is bad. I don't even know where to go from here.
Thank you so much. I bet you support Trump. I think that's what it is.
How do you date a feminist?
You don't. That's how you do it. I don't know about y'all boys, but I don't want to be in a relationship with a woman whose sole intent is to make me feel as irrelevant and unnecessary as possible. I don't know, but I like appreciation. You can be in that relationship. That's cool. But that's not for me. I'm all about female empowerment.
Right. All day.
I know feminism, though. Right. That new feminism is all about saying how we can replace y'all because we don't need men in the world.
If we walking up to the car and I don't open your car door, what do you say?
Open the door.
You better believe it.
Yeah, no, I am with you. I think
so. You make daddy a sandwich.
I think.
When it comes to relationships, women are the ultimate manipulators. You can't convince me otherwise because one, how are you going to flip and Uno reverse everything on him every single time he tries to actually tell you how he's feeling, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, well, you did this to me 3 months ago and y'all already hashed it out, but here it is on the surface again because it's convenient for you. Not only that, but women are the ultimate players because how are you going to start a relationship with a man, be throwing it back for him in the beginning, he locks it down with a ring, marries you, you pop out a couple of kids, and then it's no more Pound Town. That shit is shut down. Those legs are locked, closed, and tight. And now you're complaining to your friends that he's not the man that you wanted him to be or expected him to be. Man, men are not complicated creatures. They're really not. Feed them and fuck them. Feed them, fuck them, and keep them happy. And that's how, like, it's not hard science. If you're doing those two things, I guarantee you that man is going to show up for you in ways that you never imagined. My man will move mountains for me. He will go through any for me because he's fed and he's pucked and on the regular. Okay. And women sit here and complain about these good men, but want a divorce from them. Women file more than men. You know why women file more than men? Because men know as soon as they file for divorce, they lose more than half their shit most of the time. They're usually paying alimony and child support, and they lost their kids. How is that a win for a man? Meanwhile, the woman, at the end of all of this, walks away with a paycheck, two incomes from the alimony and the child support, normally keeps the house, and has more than 50-50 of the children. Of course she's walking out on top. Of course she has her big glow up once she leaves the man. Like, what the and then you're opening your legs to the next best thing because you think the grass is greener on the other side. Wake the up. Do better, women, because you're giving us good women bad reputations for the good men. End of rant this morning.
I'm very attracted to short men. Why not? I'm a short woman. And the thing is, when you're a short woman, short men look at you differently. Like, they're not just looking at you like, you're my type. They're looking at you like, you're my chance at a normal life. And I love that look, you guys. It gets me going, you know? Like, a tall man will look at you like, I'm gonna buy you a drink. A short man will look at you like, I'm gonna build you a house. And the countertop's real low. Just chopping veg at a comfortable height.
Why are so many men refusing to get married? This is an interesting question, and I don't know if men actually are refusing to get married or not, but it could be a few things. It could be that there's misconceptions about what marriage is. We hear a lot about who benefits from marriage. Is there a benefit to marriage? We hear a lot about men who are taken advantage of in the divorce process or feel like they lost something. I also think there's this mindset where you're with someone, but you're wondering if something better is out there. So why would you commit to marriage if you're worried you're going to miss out on something better? What I would say to women in that situation is if your partner doesn't want to marry you and you want to get married, leave, break up. That's going to end with you guys breaking up anyway. And if you're a single man who never wants to get married, let us know why. We're really curious.
And, you know, there was a woman talking about the toxic behavior and the toxic ideology of modern women today. They have nothing to improve on. They have nothing to work on. It's always, well, you know what? He's so lucky to be with me. He's so lucky to even, he's not even in a relationship with me, but he's lucky to be in my presence. That's why you should be happy to take me on a date, because you're lucky to be. Modern women, I don't know. And she was like, I don't know where modern women get this from. I don't either, to be honest. I don't know what kind of boot camp, what kind of confidence boot camp, what kind of audacity boot camp that they're going to where they're sitting up here saying, you know what? In a room full of people, I'm the main attraction. Yeah. When people see me walk in, they're like, who is that? Them folks didn't even know that you walked in. They don't even know that you're here. And the other thing is they don't care. So how is a man getting the privilege of being there with you if 90% of the people in that restaurant or at that event don't even know you exist? And they don't care to know that you exist. So once again, as I was asking before, what do you bring to the table?
I might go on a little crusade here, so you can like this or not like this. Females specifically have way too high of standards today in general, in the things that are unchangeable. And then I think they have too low of standards on the things that are changeable. They've actually done crazy research on this, where like they've gone to thousands and thousands of women in kind of dating prime age and kind of said, hey, what are you looking for in a guy? They'll go, income level, what do you think? Height, what do you think? Attraction level out of 10. They'll have all these things. They'll go down the list. Then they added all that data together. And in general, when you actually then take the data of these, you want a man that is 6 foot tall, that makes 150 grand, that is only 23, so like, how's he, that does this, and this. And then you divide the country, we have 350 million people in the country. You take out the kids, you take out the women, it's something like, 100 million plus men. Then you take out all the people that don't fit that category. And it's like, there's like 7 men in the nation that you could get married to based on what you just answered.
And they're already married.
Exactly. Exactly. What is crazy is I think just sometimes we have to be honest of how much our culture has created an illusion of like false standards and choice. I think there's so much pressure in dating culture, and I think a lot of people are really overwhelmed because it's so easy to buy the lie in the back of our head while we're dating that, well, there's just probably someone a little bit better out there still. And so it sounds so unromantic, but it's like, ladies, just be fine marrying a 6.
Ultimately, the manosphere functions like a cult. What does a cult do? A cult preys on the vulnerable. Who's vulnerable? Young men without a father figure. When a man doesn't have a father figure, I lost my father early due to cancer. Other men might have an absent father growing up. All of that means they will be searching for a masculine role model. And the manosphere speaks to their wound, but without holding them accountable to their wound. It leads them further into pain rather than actually helping them.
Fellas, we need to maintain our masculinity, whether we're single or in a relationship. If you were raised by a single mom, you were probably told to be nice and respectful to women, put her first. These same women were told to go after their careers so they don't need to rely on men and put their happiness first. So now we got a society of simps and masculine women. You can't be a man to a woman if you're so soft. That's how you end up pegged. Stop trying to be her best friend. Best friends get friend-zoned. You need to look good and smell good. Be arrogant and confident. You need to believe that the woman you're dealing with is lucky to have your time and attention. Stop saying you're lucky to have her. She will believe that and be convinced she can do better, and she'll do better. Women like men who know what they want. and know how to express it. There are two types of women. Those who approach man and those who get approached. Women who are not pretty approach man. You want a pretty woman, you need to step to her. Be blunt and straightforward. If you want the box, ask for it and accept that it comes with a cost. So if your money ain't right, don't get mad if you only get a hug. You need to be good in bed because women like just as much as we do. Have with her mind and talk dirty to her. She'll love it. You get into a relationship, make sure you keep your manhood. Be the dominant. Require her support. She needs to invest in your goals, direction, and purpose. And women are smart. They know that the reward comes back to them. So require it. See you on the next one.
Listen, if they do not text you back, if they do not call you back, if they don't FaceTime you back, if they don't DM you back, don't force that because it's not meant to be. They're chasing someone else and looking for someone else's attention, which means they're not available for you because you don't do it for them. It's not meant to be because the one you want to call you back or message you back or text you back is waiting for someone else and waiting for someone else to give them the effort that you're trying to give them. And they're willing to do anything for someone else that's not you. If someone wants you or wants to talk to you, dadgummit, ain't nobody in the world gonna stop them. They are going to respond with the quickness. You understand? With the quick, with the quickness. I promise you. Ease your mind, relax, go to sleep, rest, go read, go pray. While you up waiting for them, they're waiting for someone else. If they are for you, they will give you all the time they have, and you will see it. You will feel it. You will know it. Quit letting these folks play you, man. They don't want you, man. They don't want you, man. They don't want you.
The last hope, as I've been saying for dudes, is you're going to have to go to the local evangelical Christian coffee shop or perhaps even your Starbucks or whatever. And you're going to have to take your Orthodox Study Bible, this thing right here, and you're going to go and you're going to sit in your Christian Baptist coffee house and you're going to sit and read your Orthodox Study Bible and you're going to strike up conversations with the Baptist girls and you're going to convert them to Orthodoxy. That's your best hope. You're not going to get chicks on TikTok or Witch Talk or whatever. Like, that's the only avenue left if you're in the Bible Belt, and if you're not, like, you can still find these enclaves where, yeah, you're just going to have to convert into evangelical. This is what boomers don't understand. Yeah. Just get out there and work hard and get a job and show that girl, buy her some flowers. I hate men. They're already brainwashed to hate men. So somebody said Roman Catholic girl. I mean, that's possible. I would think you'd probably do better. I mean, look, I live in the Bible Belt. I have relatives. I've met Baptist girls that are good girls, relatively speaking, compared to the rest of the degenerate society. So I think that's your best bet. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, where else are you going to go? Tinder? Does that still exist? I don't even know.
So, we are as a generation of women. Let me tell you what. Oh my God.
Just another day in the office. Viewer discretion is advised.
So I am on the freeway, right? My freaking tire, my tire light comes on. I pull over at the gas station. My tire wall is busted out, right? I'm at a gas station. There's multiple men in work trucks. And I literally was like, can someone please help me change my tire? Like, I will pay you. All of them said no. All of them said no.
For whatever reason, every time one of y'all make a video like this, there's always multiple men just standing around doing nothing. I just find that a little ironic, but I digress. Sweetheart, they don't have to change your tire for you. That is not mandatory. It's not an obligation. It is not a law. They can exercise to not change your tire.
This one man was like, do you need to jump off? I can do that. But you can't change a tire?
You know, contrary to popular belief, changing a tire could actually be difficult if you don't know what you're doing. You can really get hurt changing a tire if you just out there experimenting. So I'm not sure if those men knew how to change the tire or not, but the fact still remains they don't have to do that. Your entitlement is the reason this is so difficult for you to digest. And if we're being quite frank, why didn't you change your tire? It is your car. You were the one with the situation. Why didn't you use your resources to get that tire fixed?
I'm the most independent person, and this is probably the one thing that I've never had to do, because I grew up in a family of men.
You're such an independent person, but this is the one thing that you've never had to do because you grew up in a family of men. Why didn't you just call one of the men in your family to come and help you with this situation? Why didn't the men in your family make sure that you had AAA? Why didn't the men in your family teach you how to change a tire just in case no one is around and you had a situation like the one you have now? It seems to me you did yourself a disservice, because if you're so independent, this is one thing that independent people should know how to do.
So, here's my life right now. I'm stressed. My boyfriend's on his way, but I was trying to get somebody who could do it quick because we live in LA and traffic is up. And I was crying. Like, I'm just a girl. What the?
Ah, those fatal words. I'm just a girl. In other words, I am incompetent and people need to do things for me because I am just a girl. But in the same breath say that you are so independent. This is not making any sense. You wanted a service done by random men. They did not want to perform said service because you are a random person at a gas station. Let alone something goes wrong, they will be held responsible. Not to mention, it's not that you don't have an outlet. You're just not willing to wait for the outlet. So you expect or assume that the world around you has some sort of obligation because they are men to help you in the nicest way possible. Sweetheart, men don't owe you. They don't have to do any of these things. Call the men in your family. Call the boyfriend that you say you have. These are the people that owe you that. Those random men do not.
I mean, one man was literally, his truck business had mechanic on it. He was like, no, I can't.
Yeah, on second thought, I don't believe that story. What I believe happened is she did get a flat tire. She pulled into a gas station. There was one man that probably did not know how to change a tire or wasn't equipped to do so. He told her no, even though she offered to pay him. And she knew that wasn't enough to get on here and make a video about it for people to rally behind her. So she had to add a little more flair to it. But my stance is exactly the same. Those men or that man does not owe you anything. Call the men in your family. Call AAA. Call your boyfriend. These are the people that will owe you something. And AAA in particular, you would have to pay them. But you know, I know she's not going to listen to me because I'm just a normal.
And the man was talking about, you know, a lot of these modern women, their standards are too high. And then at the end of the clip, he was like, ladies, just be fine marrying a 6. Yes, a 6 is above average, right? It might not be a 10. It might not be way, way above average, but neither are you. Neither are you. And that's okay. Man, let's say you're a 6 and he's a 6 and you're a 7. Y'all would go together. But a lot of modern women would want it like they're a 4 and he's a 6. Right? So honestly, he shouldn't even be looking at me. But I believe because of, once again, who I am and the way I carry myself, according to society, I'm actually an 8. And he's a 6 and actually he's a 5. And he should be so happy to be with me. That's what they believe. They actually believe that stuff, right? But no, y'all are about the same. Y'all are about both 6s. And if you stop being delusional, maybe you can say, okay, I'm 6, I put my 6 in, you put your 6 in, and we make 12. Well, it's out of 10, so how can you get 12? That's off the charts. Correct. That's the point. If I put my 6 in, you put your 6 in, we can go up to, we don't have to do it by ourselves. That's the point. Number one. Number two, let's say we start at 6. We've got 30 years to try to make it to 10. I might top out at 7.5. You might top out at 8. We got 15 and a half. What we doing? And we didn't have to do it by ourselves. We divided the work up. Some months I had to do it, or some years I had to do it all me. A lot of times it was me, like let's say 90% me. Some years it was 90% you. But we was working towards a common goal. But we got there a lot faster with a lot less effort because we was on a team. That's what a lot of these modern women don't understand.
So all the men from my previous post saying that they have found peace by being alone and they're not trying to date because they just want peace. Are you trying to say that we don't bring peace to your life?
You don't care. You never care.
I have to disagree. I do not think that if a woman that you so desired was available to you, you would choose peace over commitment, good meals with conversation, and things like that. So, I'm gonna call your bluff.
There are people who will sleep with you who don't really like you. I didn't even use the word love. They don't like you. They are irritated by you. They don't want to be in your presence. Would rather be with somebody else, but will still have an encounter. And many of you have been duped, thinking that intimacy is going to save it. And it really creates a greater wedge. There are people.
Our society's perception of love is so wrong. Nowadays, there's couples that will be together for 7+ years and then break up because they got bored of each other. We think that love is supposed to feel exciting all the time. But that's not love, that's just the ecstasy you get from trying something new. Real love is when you and your partner are old and gray sitting next to each other. You're with that same person that you've been with for decades. You know about all their stories, all of their flaws, and there's nothing more to discover. And you're gonna be okay with that. Honestly, you should be a little bit bored, but that boredom constitutes real love. It means that you chose each other long after the butterflies left. And I hate to talk about my parents, but my father has always told me, Sayat, I'm not married to your mother because she brings something new to the relationship constantly. I'm with your mother because she gives me comfort. She makes me feel safe. The amount of times my parents have told me that after a long day of work, when they're stressed and tired, the fact that they can go back to each other and have somebody to comfort them, talk to, that's what constitutes real love to them. They don't care about that constant excitement. They don't care about that dopamine boost you get from talking to another person. They've found a love that millions upon millions of people in this world still seek to have. And one day I hope to follow in their footsteps. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments.
In case you needed a reminder, every single one of your straight guy friends will you if given the opportunity.
Yeah, this is so true. We can't be friends with girls just normally because we can't really relate to women, to girls in the same way we could to another guy. We just have completely different frames of reference of the world. It just doesn't work. I think I can speak on behalf of all the guys here when I say those guys are attracted to 80% of women or more, but women, it's complete opposite. They'll be attracted to the top 20, 10, 5% of guys only, and the other guys are repulsive to them. Yeah, that checks out. This all goes back to our primal evolutionary needs. A woman's primal purpose is to bear as many children from the same guy that she's picked out as having good genetics. That's why women are only attracted to the top few percentile of men. On the other hand, a man's primal purpose is to be with as many women as possible so that he can bred his seed and prolong the human race. It's very simple. So men are attracted to most women because that fits the strategy perfectly. As a guy, you can't be coping. You've got to start fixing all the aspects of your life, improving. You need an exact blueprint. You need the map. Check out the link in my bio, boys.
One of the smallest things that I have noticed that irritates me to regarding men.
And what are we complaining about today about men? Just for the sake of complaining.
Is the way that men will call each other brother at any given chance, but you will never hear them calling a woman sister.
Some women are just nitpicking now.
And I believe that this is so frustrating.
Only for those that are jealous.
The brotherhood of being a man is so alive and well. This idea of protecting each other, caring for each other, finding friendship in each other, even with strangers. They just have to mildly smile at each other and they'll be like, hey brother, how you doing?
So, what's wrong with that?
I have never heard a man say anything that welcoming to a woman.
Of course. For some, it always comes back to, how can I feel slighted today?
Women are seen as inherent objects. Thus, such terms would not go hand in hand, for obvious reasons.
Some will really go to almost any length to try to victimize themselves in some way, just so they can avoid being responsible for the words that come out of their mouth.
There will always be an in crowd for them to be a part of that women will never be able to be a part of. And I'm not saying it is all down to the term brother, but it is a very small indication of that.
That sounded like it was coming from a place of jealousy. So instead of trying to tear down men for the closeness that many of them have with each other, why doesn't a person try to promote the closeness of women so that a person can feel like they're part of a community that someone obviously so wants to be a part of?
You mad that your man look like you now? Confused, emotional, don't know left to right? He became a reflection of you. You know, this is why men have to stay strong and they cannot fall into a woman. Men, do not identify yourself in her emotions because she's confused. She don't know. Women don't know. We don't know who we are, what we want, what we need. We don't know. Majority of us do not know, truly. You know what I'm saying? We need someone to tell us. We generally just want to be happy, and we don't know what happiness is. Like, we don't know. But men do. Men know that, oh, she needs security, safety, structure. She needs routine, you know? She needs community. Things need to be calm for her, which means I have to get myself together. I need to make sure I could provide and give her a life of comfort. So right now, she's not going to get certain emotional needs met because I got to go out and work. I mean, you guys know. You guys know. Okay, I want men that's watching this to tap into them instincts, man. You know what we need. But what happens is you hear your woman whining and crying, and that she's over here and wants this and that and all this other stuff. But you know what she actually generally needs, so she could feel comforted. But when you fall into a woman's love, like you're falling in love to her love is confusion, is chaotic, is here, there. Valentine's Day she wants this, Christmas she wants that, birthday she wants this, and then on Tuesday, Wednesday she wants space. You know, on her period she hates you, you're terrible to her. Like, she'll know. So what you need to do is just create a system where there's order. This is routine for her of how things are going to go. Do not keep revolving your life around her emotions. Do not do that, or else you are going to become like the woman. You're going to become confused. Does that make sense? You're going to be confused with your life. You're going to lose yourself. You're going to have identity issues. She withdraws her love from you and then gives it back. And you're identifying yourself in that, like you're craving her love. And every time she withdraws it, you want it. You know what I'm saying? Or you match her energy, and now you're withdrawing her love from her. Now you become like a woman. You know, manipulative, like a woman. Men aren't manipulative. Like their natural state, they really just do want peace. And the love they have for a woman is what causes them to become just like her. Did God really tell about this man? My God.
I divorced a good man because we got to a point in our life where he was no longer a good man for me. And as a woman who talks about divorce online a lot, I know that women can get a lot of thrown at them for leaving a good man. Yeah. I saw one video recently where a woman put it really eloquently as to why you might leave a good man. And she said, "In your presence is not where I'll grow." And in just that one sentence, she encapsulated exactly what I experienced.
Translation, she got bored. You got bored and left. You divorced your husband, you said vows and you left. Yo, why do y'all try to make all these philosophical 4.0 GPA takes? You had such a good husband, you got bored and you was like, I need to leave. I need some mental stimulation. I need some conflict. I need to grow. Y'all don't gotta come on here and try to explain yourself to us. You ain't gotta come over here and try to gaslight us. You don't have to. I promise you, nobody cared that you left your husband and he was a good man. He probably living his best life. Matter of fact, thank you for releasing him. Oh, thank you. You are a good person for not leading your husband on for 2 decades, 3 decades. Got bored and you selfishly wanted to leave, so you left and you released him. I hope he's doing good. You ain't gotta keep coming over here trying to gaslight us. Leave us alone.
One of the things before we get out of here to address is this thing about the manosphere. And once again, I feel like they listen to certain parts. I had somebody else actually do this to me, where they were like, they don't actually help men. Like it's a cult. So what they're doing is they're actually preying on men, and what they're doing is they're speaking to their hurts and things of that nature, but they're not necessarily trying to help them out, right? They're preying on young men. Once again, and this is the ignorance. Sometimes we got to be quiet, or if we don't know something, we got to tiptoe into it and ask questions about it first, because we don't know. You have a lot of men, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You have a lot of men out there that have been through certain situations and events in their life to where they're like, man, I don't think people really give the full respect of the stuff that men go through A lot of times, and I understand it, we talk about women and the terrible stuff that they've gone through, and we send support. But if a man says, yeah, that is terrible, and they send support and they're doing all of this stuff, then all of a sudden a man says, well, you know, now it's my turn, I've gone through something unfortunate, then it's his fault. And then you send him over here to this cult, and the man is like, yeah, that's what I was trying to tell them over there, that I was going through this. He's like, yeah, you're right, you're not crazy, you are going through that, that was terrible. And so they kind of stay, right? Oh, well, they're not helping. They're not helping when they say, oh, well, they just tell men to not get married and they prey on men and this. Or no, they say, wait a minute, don't worry about these women, go get the money. Don't worry about these women, work on your body. Don't worry about these women, start eating right. Start pursuing your goals. Stop being at home, sitting on the couch being lazy. Start pursuing something. Get a hobby. Go out, travel, do this, and this. Read some books. What we get in response to that is, well, I don't like the books you're reading. Those are self-help books. Why don't you read something else? Because I like self-help. I'm trying to improve myself. Well, you spend too much. I'm serious. You spend too much time in the gym. Is that all you eat? That's what you eat every day? You don't have any variety, yeah? The man go out and get a house, or he get a nice apartment. Oh, you don't have any pictures? You don't have any artwork in here? That's all you have? You know what I mean? So when a man doesn't want you in his space because all you do is complain about what he has, and then you call it a cult and you say that men aren't helping other men out, they're just telling them what's wrong and they're not really helping them out? Huh? They preying on young men. Huh?